All right, in this video, we're gonna figure out if Mr. Winston here, the Mini Labradoodle, is ready to go home. What does a puppy who's finished a 6-week board and train program look like? What kind of tasks and obedience can the dog perform? And in this video, we're gonna discover how is his sit? How is his down? How about his place command? And what about on and off leash healing? And ultimately the recall, with and without distractions. Will this puppy recall when we ask him to? And that's what we're gonna find out in this video and determine together, is Mr. Winston ready to go home to his family, a fully trained puppy? When we got him, he was a little wild child, Tasmanian devil. Very strong, pretty confident dog, very outgoing personality for sure. But without further ado, let's start going through his repertoire and see what he has, what he doesn't have. Maybe there's some stuff that still needs some work. We have a few days left to train with him, but we'll start with ground zero basics. If I have food in my hand, just using his kibble right now, we have a couple of hot dogs should we need them, but will he follow my hand into different positions? So the top 3 positions are the SIT, the DOWN, and then one that's not super important, but it's helpful, and that's the stand. And that's it there. Should have spelled it for you. STAND. All right, now that we've done it with food, the question is, does he have it with hand commands? So, starting with, yes, he's got that one. This time I'm gonna get him up into a sit and then right into a down. Yes, he's got that. And then we'll check to see if he has a hand command for the stand. Yes. Good. All right, now we've shown you the food lure and the hand command. Nothing too impressive there, but really, ultimately, what we're looking for is leash pressure commands, and we're looking for verbal commands. Those are the ones that really matter. So we'll go ahead and start with the leash pressure ones. So we're gonna hook him up to a little martingale flat collar that he has here, and we will ever so slightly, fingertip pressure, lift him into an SIT. Good boy. And then we will do the same down. Also, can we leash pressure him off the placeboard, and can we leash pressure him back on? Yeah, so he's doing that like a little rock star. Again, we'll do it again. Beautiful sit, and then we'll try to use our foot for what we call the lazy down, but he'll probably do it as soon as he sees, that's right. As soon as he sees our foot pulling the leash down, and again, we're doing this as gentle as possible. He's a little guy, but that's the importance of teaching leash pressure to a little puppy like this, so that we're not putting excess pressure on their neck or their trachea because they're so fragile. So we want them to have, I mean, like butter soft leash pressure, which he does. All right, beautiful. So he's passed the leash pressure test. In a minute, we will do on-leash and an off-leash walk, and then redo all of this again with some off-leash skills, showcasing that. Hey folks, if you like what you see so far and you want to get your dog to behave as good as Winston or even better, make sure you check out our amazing do-it-yourself dog training courses available at DIYcanine.com. Let's get back to the video. Now it's time to test his verbals. Super important that dogs listen to you and not just watch your hands for the cue or the clue. So we'll put the food away, and we're going to ask Mr. Winston to sit. Yes. And now that we have him in a beautiful sit, we're now going to ask him to down. Yes, good boy. Sit. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Beautiful. Down. Good boy. All right, now we're gonna test his place board with verbals. Oh, but before we do that, this is actually important, and a lot of trainers overlook this, and so do owners. Dogs are unbelievably visual. So if we're teaching the dog from what we would call like a front center position to sitting down, the question is, if you move into a heel position, will the dog also do the same verbals? And by the way, the visuals are different too, because check this out. That's a different look than this. Something to keep in mind as you're training your dog is to generalize the dog doing those positions from 360 degrees. But most important, front and center, and what we call heel position. So let's test those. Winston, sit. Yes. Down. Yes. So nice and clean there. I'm happy with that. All right, now we'll go ahead and move into a little bit of placeboard work. So let's see how he does. First thing we'll do is just see if he stays on there. Down. Stay. So it's important to have a dog that can stay on or off the placeboard. We will test this off the placeboard, but we do find the dogs stay a lot better on the placeboard because it's pretty clear either on it or off of it. But if I tell them to stay on the pavement, is the pavement here the same as the pavement here is the same as the pavement there? So sometimes you'll get dogs creeping a little bit on down stays off the placeboard. That's not going to be the case with him because we've trained him the difference. So nice, beautiful stay. We could be here all day with the stay, but now let's get him off of it. So free. So he comes off when we touch his nose and we tell him free. He's either on it or off of it. And in this case, let's go ahead and put him back on. So Mr. Winston, place. Look at that, already getting better just a few reps in. Free. Good boy, place. Yes, good boy. The more you work it, the better it will be in this area. Eventually we could have it supercharged anywhere on the street we say place, he knows to come here. But until we move it over there, and then he's going to be confused again. So that's a little bit of dog training 101 for you, is that dogs are a little bit autistic when it comes to learning. If you move an item, they will get confused. All right, now I say we go ahead and move to some on-leash walking. We'll hook him up to that martingale flat. So he's on the place board. The only way he's allowed off, we condition a tactile command, which is we will touch his nose and he can come off after we touch his nose. Don't even need to say free or okay. We can if we have to. Maybe my hands are tied up and I'm not able to touch his nose, then we will go ahead and give him the okay or the free command. For us, we use free. Free is green light, man. Have a party, do whatever you want. Okay means a come off yellow light. It's not a party. You can break the position, but I'm gonna be asking something else of you in short order, so hang tight. But we'll spin around here and show you what it should look like when you walk any dog of any age or any breed. We should have a beautiful walk just like this. He's walking like a little champ, and now I think it's ready to show you what my man can do off leash. So let me show you what that looks like. I'll come to a stop on this line. Good boy. Down. Good boy. Winston, sit. Yeah. Good, stay. Winston, here. Good boy. All right, a quick obedience test between Winston, the 5-month-old Labradoodle, and Thanos, 2.5-year-old kind of Corso. So we're gonna start with heel and see how they do with that. And then we're gonna come to a stop and see who nails the auto stop and sit. A little crooked over here, if you don't mind me saying so. Now we'll tell him to down, down. Good boy, stay. And now I wanna see who has the better recall. So Thanos is a little bigger, longer legs, but if I call Winston first, we'll give him a little bit of a head start. So, ready, 3, 2, 1. Winston! He's trying his best. Good boy, buddy. He tried his best. He was kicking it into turbo overdrive, but Thanos is quick, man. Thanos beat him on that one. What can you say? All right, so we're on leash, and now we'll come to a nice stop. Looking for that beautiful stop and auto sit, which he absolutely crushed. Then we're gonna go ahead and take the leash off. He knows it's off, but guess what? Unlike your dog probably at home that hears that sound and thinks it's the Kentucky Derby time, we condition the dogs that this sound actually means stay. So here he is waiting, and then when I say, Winston, heel, he's gonna heel with me. We step off with the left foot because dogs are very visual. Anyways, you can see we'll stop here and I will spin around and show you no matter what direction we go or what pace we do, he's gonna make sure he finds his way or maintains himself on the left-hand side. So we'll do right-hand turns. The right ones are trickier because I got much longer feet than he does, so he's trying to keep up with his little feet. We'll show you that again. Heel, here we go. You should see him catch up to me. And again, if I come to a stop, he's gonna stop and auto sit. And now I'm gonna step off with the right foot, tell him to stay, and we can make our way down this way, and we'll leave him right there. Obviously, we want to make sure there's no one coming down the street right now. We'll keep a close eye on him, and even if something does start to come down the street, no problem, we'll just recall him. But let's move way down here. Let's see if we can get about, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 yards away. We'll keep checking over our shoulder, make sure there's no one coming down the street. It's a pretty quiet street, so again, let me remind you, that's a 5-month-old puppy, staying like a little champ. We do not like to recall our dogs off of a downstay. You can, if I call him, he's coming, but you kind of degrade the stability of your downstay if you walk and call him, because now the dog will get habituated to, okay, when he's gonna walk about 30 yards away and he'll probably call me. And look at that, even with the lawnmower running near him in the background, it doesn't stress him out. He knows to maintain that. Now we'll make our way all the way back, and Cole's gonna have to put that golf cart in reverse to catch up with us. So we'll go ahead and go back and check in on him and reward him for maintaining that beautiful downstay. So he did a really good job, very proud of him. And for that, he gets a nice little payment. Where do I put that payment? Right between his paws to let him know I will bring you not just room service, but literally breakfast in bed if you maintain that beautiful downstay. So, all right, that's a wrap. I'm pretty happy with Mr. Winston. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And again, if you like what you see here with Mr. Winston, you have a mini Labradoodle, you have a standard Labradoodle, or any other type of dog, regardless of if it's 5 months old or 5 years old, you can get your dog or puppy to be as obedient as Mr. Winston here in as little as 3, 4, 5, or 6 weeks yourself. All you need to do is head on over to DIYcanine.com, where we have an entire suite of courses that help teach you everything you need to achieve really high levels of obedience with your dog or puppy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.